What's going on, guys? I'm flying out the Premium Japanese Corsair, the F4U-1a. I bought this plane, I want to say close to a year ago. It came as a recommendation from another YouTuber. He was reviewing various premium planes in realistic battles. At the time, I was completely new to realistic battles. I'd never really flown more than one or two matches. I was strictly an arcade player. But he pointed out how good the rewards were with this aircraft in realistic battles. And of course, I took it out in realistic battles and I absolutely hated it. And I don't know how much of it was really the plane or the fact that realistic battles it has a learning curve to it. Planes don't react quite as easily or quite as well as they do in arcade. In arcade, the flight miles are quite a bit more forgiving, I would say. Exaggerated could be a more appropriate word. Anyway, now that I've taken a stronger interest in realistic battles, I've decided to take out this Corsair again. And I have to say that I'm really liking it. I've flown it in close to a dozen matches now. I'd say about 40% of my matches have been against the Americans. About another 40 were against the Russians, and 20% against the British. I can't really say any of them were particularly easy. However, I would say the British games that I've faced were a little on the easier side because their pilots, for whatever reason, didn't climb with the Hurricanes and Spitfires that are available this early in the game. You're gonna find Spitfire Mark II A's and B's, and the B model has the cannon, so those are always a concern. You only have to take one or two shots from that and it'll tear off your flaps. I can attest to that myself. The most difficult planes that I've found have been the Russians. I've had a lot of matches that involved the Air Cobras and King Cobras, the premium ones. They're Lend-Lease aircraft from the Americans. And they climb incredibly well. And that's one of the problems that the Corsair has. At least the 1A model. It doesn't climb particularly well. You really have to climb off to the side, or if you decide to climb straight into the fray, you really have to hope that nobody else is climbing with you. You can see we got up to 4,100 meters, and we got some guys starting to show up. Got a Yak 9 below, the LA5, Yak 1 coming in. Really don't want to go heads up with any of these planes because they all have cannons, and we just have 50 caliber machine guns. And the LA5 was really concerning me, but he decides to turn off. And that's probably the right move for both him and myself, because odds are we'd end up shooting down one another, and what a waste that would be to climb all this way. Here's a Yak 1. He tries to nose down, but I knock out his pilot. And that was a pretty easy way to start the game, I have to say. Just imagine getting your pilot knocked out, 5 minutes into the game. Here's this Yak 1. I was worried about him bringing up his nose and taking a shot at me, but he stayed down. So I'm gonna dive down, pick up some speed. But he's noticed what I'm doing, so he's decided to come around. Hopefully I get my shots off in time. Wow. That's a fireball. In the chat you can see there's a guy from Reddit. This is one of the only matches that I can think of where I had a guy who was on my team who wasn't part of my squad. He was kind of like cheering me on. It was kind of weird. He was almost a wingman of sorts. He and I never really strayed too far away from one another as this match goes on. Meanwhile, here's the LA5 that we saw earlier. Nobody's managed to shoot him down. So we'll try to dive on him, take a couple of shots. Got a couple of hits, but nothing critical. Oh shit. Those are friendly tracers. Those are from a Kai 61, I think. Yeah, that's our Reddit buddy here. Last thing you want to do is get shot by a friendly fire. Since that guy's got him, I'm gonna back off, let him take him. There's no point in us fighting over him. You know, there's a Yak 9 Blaze. I miss all my shots. Black out there for a minute. Try to zoom away. I don't want to get into a turn fight with that guy. Oh, did you see that? He tried to shoot me. I saw that tracer fire. There was only one round, but still. Yak 9K with a 45mm cannon. He can ruin your day. But he managed to turn under my shots, and it's pretty good flying by that guy. I have to give Blaze some credit. Meanwhile, this stupid view glitch comes back to haunt me. I hate this thing. I read a guy misses, leaves us some easy shots. Well, of course, I say easy, but I'm not hitting him. There, he got his coolant system, and he goes down. Who the hell is left? Oh, it's a P3. Meanwhile, the Reddit fella says he's with me. This is what I was talking about. He kind of felt like a wingman of sorts. That's pretty unusual in my experience when you don't have an actual member in your squad. I have to give this P3 pilot some credit. He didn't want to go down easy. He tried to turn in on all my shots. I suppose that's not the easiest plane to fly either. I don't think I've ever flown that out in realistic. No, it looks like he's just trying to run for his life and let his gunners try to keep him alive. There's only a couple of guys left. There, a Yak 1 went down. I don't even remember shooting a Yak 1 recently. It must have been an earlier shot that I don't remember. Anyway, I'm trying to catch up with this PE3. I'm trying to gain on him by dropping altitude and picking up speed. Just use shallow dives and shallow climbs and just try to do whatever you can to pick up speed. Meanwhile, I don't want to get too close to this teammate. This guy from Reddit's been pretty cool so far. My oil's starting to overheat. I want to aim for the right engine if I can. Start that on fire, make him crash. You know, you can see his gunners are opening up on me. You gotta be careful of those. A lovely little fireball, if you ask me. Anyway, there's just one guy left. Just a matter of finding where the hell he is. I mentioned there's an LA5 somewhere, and earlier that I saw in the kill log in the bottom right corner that he was shooting AI, so I wondered if he was still over there. So the guy from Reddit goes over to his airfield to see if he's over there. Meanwhile, I go towards the middle of the map and see if I can hunt him down. can see our AI over here, but I don't see the LA5. The red guy, however, does. I don't know where. So I'm scanning the horizon. Oh, there he is. He's over. He is over on his airfield. Now it's just a mad race to get him. Who can get there first? My bet's on the Kai 61. He's got quite a distance on him. And just like that, he's gone. It turns out he bailed. And I honestly can't blame him. He was completely outnumbered. This happens every now and again where the opposing team only has one person left. And there are 2 or 3 or if not more players on the opposite team. So yeah, I don't blame him. I don't have a problem with guys bailing when they're outnumbered like that. It just makes the game go quicker. Now, obviously, it denies us of a kill, but 1 kill is not gonna break the bank. It's also not gonna make any of us particularly rich, so it's not a big deal. I'm not one to report those kind of guys. Yeah, I got better things to do. You can see how good this plane is for rewards. 4 kills with a premium account, you get 103,000 server lines or 6,000 research points. That's a pretty good game, and it gives you an idea as to what you can expect for rewards if you were to buy this plane. Meanwhile, here we're in our second match against the Russians again. Yak 1 coming in. Scrub Mark 2. Makes you wonder if he's any good. I'm doubting it because he's diving already. He probably sees me and he's running for his life, but honestly, he had 3 kilometers of distance on me. I wasn't going to dive on him right away. You know, there's nobody up here. I'm watching the kill log on the bottom right. I'm seeing all kinds of aircraft. Generally, that leads me to believe that they're all down below mowing the lawn. It sucks when you get to 5,300 meters and there's nobody up here. But I guess that's okay. It just means we get a good opportunity to dive on whoever pops up first. And we don't have to worry about getting shot from above us. See Scrub, he showed up down here chasing that bomber. Meanwhile, I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to rip the wings on this Corsair. Overload 11 Gs. That's got to be close to the breaking point, I would think. I saw a fire. Yeah, Scrub's burning. You know, I got a lag and I5 or I-153. That's a biplane. I have to say we got pretty good matchmaking then if there's a biplane in here. I don't care if it's a premium plane or not. Still. No, the biplane won't outperform us in an energy fight, but he is a concern if he and I were to get into a dogfight. He'd be able to turn circles around us. So that's why I'm really careful not to get too low and engage that guy in a turn fight. Go after this leg. He's moving pretty slow. He's got a little bit of a fire problem there. Here's the I-153. He's chasing a bot or something. Hello, Mr. View Glitch. Where the hell are we? Where the hell are we? Here we go. Looks like he's losing control. Yeah. Double strike. I just have to find where the AI, where the bots are. The AI. Looks like they might be over here. So what do you guys think of this plane so far? I have to say, as long as you have altitude advantage over your opponent, it's really hard to go wrong in this thing. I mean, you can always break your wings if you're diving too fast, or if you try to do a turn at a high speed. But as long as you don't exceed 10 or 11 Gs, I think you'll be okay. Meanwhile, these AI are over here fighting one another. That's fine. They're not focused on me. That makes this job even easier. I'd like to be able to line up multiple planes in a pass if I can. Of course, that's not always possible. See, they're all turning me. I never would have been able to get those in one pass. These ones are I can. They're almost going straight for me. Let them all on fire. You can see those universal rounds really do a lot of damage. They have a lot of armor-piercing incendiary rounds. That's definitely the belt I would recommend for this plane. It works really well in arcade as well. I've flown this in arcade a couple of times since I had this match. My teammates in already. The game's over. Yeah. Poor guy, he didn't have much of an opportunity to kill ground targets, and he was in a bomber. Now, if you wanted to see what kind of rewards were possible with this plane, just look at this. This time we got 6 kills, 150,000 silver lions. If you're grinding lions, this is a great airplane to use. Here I'm in my third match of this video. And I really made a mistake here. I dove early on a guy, only to have half the enemy team show up above me. And at this point, I'm just hoping to get one kill, just before the game's over, you know. It's just one of those games. Tried taking some shots at this Yak 9K. I only managed one hit. Didn't do any damage. He's flying away, but there's this I-185 coming in. Gaining a lot of speed. We're gaining a lot of distance on me. He's coming in from a higher altitude. I think I'm gonna set this engagement to some music.
just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Can't you see what I mean? Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
I love that, man. I don't care how many times I've seen this in Sony Vegas. It never gets old. I love watching that guy jump out of his plane after I outmaneuver him. I know the game doesn't record that as a kill for me, but I have to count that. That was all mine. As far as I'm concerned, I deserve a kill on that. Meanwhile, this is I-16, this bot is going after one of our guys. Tetsuo. I critted him. I got so much speed that I'm about to overshoot him. All these shots are actually within my gun convergence, so they're all missing. No, here's this Yak 9 again. Yeah, now it's time for another turn fight in this Corsair. This time it's against that Yak 9. And I've seen these planes perform in videos, and they're ridiculous sometimes. He almost got that teammate. Oh, the only way I'm gonna catch up to this guy is if I do some shallow climbs and dives, pick up some speed. Here we're getting awfully close to the trees and ground. I'm trying to do whatever I can to close the distance and take some shots on him. But he's watching what I'm doing. I can tell because he's watching my tracers. I make some mistakes here, and I'll tell you what they are. First of all, I'm still weaping. I should have eased off the throttle a long time ago. I'm actually within the gun convergence, and now I'm foolishly in a dogfight with this guy. And what you're about to see is perhaps the most ironic video I've ever put out. I had all the advantage 2 minutes ago when I was trailing him. I had energy, I had altitude, just like that. Like with that I-185 a few minutes ago, before he bailed out after I outmaneuvered him. This time the Yak 9 outmaneuvered me, and did a masterful job, I have to admit. He owned my ass. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the section below. Like and share this video. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Take care guys.